Okay, we started the recording. Okay, team. Usually we have our Zoom calls on Thursday night, but since we're having our event in the health and happiness group, we decided to go ahead and have it tonight. Our special guest speakers tonight are Senior Gold Ambassador Tara. Now, say your last name for me because I
It's Saxic.
Saxic. Okay, and then her husband, Gold Ambassador Miles.
Right.
Now, we had them on our Zoom call, I believe it was back in May. But since then, we've added several new team members. So they both have an amazing story. And we're going to, get to that here in a minute. And then, but when the first time I met them in Las Vegas. They're super, super good people. The second time that I got to meet them, and Greg actually got to meet them, was at Leaders Retreat in San Diego. We actually got to meet their beautiful children. You guys, they have the most amazing children. Seriously, you guys, your children are amazing. They really are. I got goosebumps just thinking about it.
Thank you.
I just remember, how sweet they were, how respectful they were. They just, I don't know, they were good people. So, anyway, so I'm going to let you guys start out by just kind of telling us where you're from real quick. And then after you tell us where you're from, if you'll just tell us, how you started your journey and how you heard about Plexus, and then we'll go into some other things here in a minute.
Sure. So we are from Pennsylvania. We're right outside the capital of Harrisburg, not too far from Hershey. Everyone knows Hershey, Pennsylvania, right? So we have been, I guess we started March.
Started products in
started
March
the part
2018.
Yeah. So we're coming up here shortly, not even 2 years that we've been in this. And, we got into it. Tara, kind of introduced me to it because she had been seeing different posts and things. And we started at the same she told me to do it first. She's like, here, try this, see how this works out for you for at least a day. And then I'll jump in and start taking the products as well. Like you said, she's a senior gold. I'm a gold. We've been working the business for maybe a year and a half, and really just trying, not even a year and a half, not even close actually, because we were on the products for some time before we decided to even get into the business side. Tell them how it came across to you.
So how we got started with Plexus is I had Lyme disease and was super sick with it, hospitalized for a week, went through the whole traditional medicine protocol for it. And after the fact, when I was good, I really wasn't good. I was still really feeling miserable, super fatigued, not sleeping, muscles sore, tense. I felt like there was no bodily function really that was working together. Everything had its own mind. It was doing its own thing. And I was just not okay. But traditional medicine kind of cut me loose. And in the interim, I was researching anything and everything that I can. I'm bachelor's prepared registered nurse. So I was looking up different journal articles. I was looking at posts. I was looking at blogs and trying everything under the sun. I mean, weird things too, guys. We won't go there. There's a whole list of things, but like weird things. And but like I said, I researched everything, and I was like, I am not going down like this. This is not going to be me. I was getting really depressed because I felt like life was passing me by. I was always in the middle of everything, but now I was on the outside looking in, and I wasn't okay with that. And so I kept seeing these Plexus posts even before I got sick. And I never really put it together with gut health and how important it is with everything, because you just don't learn that in nursing school. And for the most part, like in-depth, like natural medicine kind of gut health, doctors don't really learn that either. That's why you have naturopathic doctors. That's why you have integrative doctors and functional doctors, because it's all a different form of medicine. And so my friend, when she found out that I had Lyme, every once in a while she would send me something that you really need to look at this. We have so many different people that this is helping, and So I'd listen to it, but I always was like trying something else. And then I'd listen to her next idea, and then I was always trying something else. I was one of them very frustrating prospects
Right.
from start to finish. And but finally, the very first thing I did, honestly, wasn't even for us. I got the vitamins and Probio 5 for Brennan, our little guy, because he was having some issues. And so I got that for him first. And then like a couple of weeks later, I was like, you know what? I've tried everything. And in the midst of all of this, I had gone to see a naturopathic doctor because I went to everybody in traditional medicine and nobody had an answer for me. Everybody just shrugged their shoulders or just looked at me like they thought I was crazy. And so I went to an ND, and the first thing he started talking to me about was how gut health affects everything. That he could sit there for 2 straight days and talk to me about nothing but gut health and how it affects every aspect of our bodies and minds and everything else. And he was the first person in 6 months that made any sense to me at all. From everything that he said, just the light bulb went off. It was like a big aha moment. And from that point forward, I then a couple weeks later, after starting a pretty intense food plan, I reached out to my friend and I finally got signed on. And then when the products came, I told him to use it first. And so he used it for the first 24 hours. And I was like, well, okay, you lived.
I'm still alive.
Right.
I guess I can get on it now too. So, and the rest is really history. I was really toxic filled. You know, for like the first 2 weeks, I had massive detox reactions. If I was feeling bad before, it kind of doubled it for me. And, but I pushed through it and worked my way through it. About a month later, I really started to see my energy rebound. And little by little over that next year, everything started falling into place. Like at 6 months, I was sleeping like a baby, and I hadn't.
And she never slept before.
Never, not even before Lyme.
No.
I just had horrible gut health. I mean, and I knew that. It was like I almost just didn't want to believe that natural medicine was more powerful than traditional medicine, because that was my mindset. That's what I grew up in. That's what I was taught. Right. And it just took a switch, a change of thinking to really kind of buy into the idea. And then when we had our own personal experience with it and with how awful I was, and then you'll hear his story, and 2 totally different people with 2 totally different problems.
Right.
Now having awesome health and a life that we never expected in a million years. I mean, it just speaks volumes.
Yep. Yeah, you're right. It really does. And, that's one thing that, and I know that, I've talked about this before, but like, in the beginning when we started, because I'm in January, it'll be my 7-year anniversary. And back 7 years ago, all we talked about was weight loss. We didn't know about all this gut health stuff. So, gut health plays a big role. So now, how has it, you said with your Lyme disease, how has it helped you with your Lyme disease? Are you?
I don't have any symptoms at all anymore. I don't have the muscle tension. I don't have the achy muscles. I don't have headaches. I don't have sinus issues. I don't have gut health issues. The anxiety is gone. Like I said, I sleep. I would not be able to fall asleep on my own. And then I'd sleep for a couple of hours, and then I'd wake up and not be able to go back to sleep. But now I sleep solid 7 to 8 hours a night.
Falls asleep before I do, which is something to be said, because she used to get so upset with me when I would just lay my head on the pillow, close my eyes, and I was out. And she's sitting there like hours into it.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Well, good deal. So now, so that's your story. Now we know Miles too has an amazing story as well. So we'll go ahead and let you tell a little bit about, what Plexus has done for you.
Yeah, sure. So I really just got into this. Well, she told me to, right? She said, here, take this. And she even said for the first 24 hours. And I really only started taking the products, being on the food plan that she was on, just out of support. I didn't really think anything of it. I didn't really see that I had any real issues of my own. And then I, kind of come to find out that that was completely wrong. So I I've lost so much inflammation. You can see all the inflammation that was lost. I started to lose weight. I started to not feel hungry all the time or hangry, because I used to get hangry a lot. If I wasn't eating, you knew that I needed to eat. I would come home at night if I worked a later shift, or even if I didn't, it just kind of became a routine of eating a huge bowl of cereal at like 10 o'clock at night. And I'm talking like big bowls of cereal.
Popcorn size bowl of cereal.
I love cereal.
Yeah. Hey,
And,
speaking of cereal, real quick, let me change it. I mean, because I did see where I guess you found a special kind of cereal now that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and I'm so happy to have cereal back in my life. And
Right.
I'll just do a quick, it's Magic Spoon. And it's not, there's no endorsement there. I don't sell Magic Spoon.
Right.
But if you've cut out sugar in your life and all those nasty ingredients and carbs, it's something that uses all natural sweeteners like monk fruit and what else is that in it? Oh, like coconut sugars and things like that. Natural flavors and coloring, and it's I just love having cereal, and they have different flavors. It's amazing.
Can you tell he's excited about
I
it?
know.
He won't stop.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead and get on.
No, now I'm on a cereal kick, and I just want to. Yeah. I might just excuse myself for a bowl, but
Yeah.
no, so I started to lose those cravings that I had before, where I didn't feel like I needed that. And then I started to notice that I started to lose a little bit of weight, and I didn't really know how chubby I was until I started to see some before and after photos, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the inflammation in my face, and both of our faces, you look back at some of the pictures, and now you look at how much we've slimmed down. So I lost, 31 pounds, officially was the number that I've kept off for all this time now.
Wow.
And I stopped snoring, which was huge, because that was one of the things that was waking her up at night that she was so upset about.
Mm-hmm.
I no longer snore. So it was those little things, weight loss, inflammation, snoring, no longer craving sugars, and
Being a million times in the middle of the night.
I would get up in the middle of the night and I'd have to pee, and like I was, and it was a normal thing, and now that doesn't happen. I mean, that's maybe too much information, but that doesn't happen anymore.
Hey.
I don't get up and have to pee in the middle of the night. But what the biggest part of it was that I had degenerative disc disease. I have some I have a messed up spine for the most part. I have, arthritis and different things going on in my back, which at a young age has caused me to go to an orthopedic doctor, look for different solutions, and I was prescribed medication for that. And I was on, prescription narcotics for 8 years. And it was just a daily thing. And if anyone has been on those types of medications, you know what it does to your body. It just, you're fatigued. You're just kind of like this blah kind of person. You're just kind of going through the motions. You gain weight, and you don't really realize the toll that it's taking on you, because you think you have control of everything. And then you feel like this is just a normal part of life. And then you get to a point where you feel like, man, I really need this in my life. If it's no longer there, what am I going to do? Because of pain, and number one, pain. Number two, your body feels like it's a necessity. So I started to notice that after taking Plexus for just a couple of weeks, couple of months, that I wasn't having the same level of discomfort and pain. I was losing that inflammation. I was losing a lot of pressure. I was losing weight, and I was losing pain. And I had never experienced that before, to where I didn't feel like I needed the normal dosage that was prescribed to me. And from the beginning, she's done nothing but support me, but she's also wanted me to get off of the medication, right? And she wasn't a fan of me being on it to begin with. And I went through everything from epidurals to acupuncture, massages, physical therapy, chiropractic visits. I mean, I was doing everything to try to relieve myself, but ultimately it was this medication that was relieving the pain. Sort of, right?
Yeah. Because there were still plenty of days where he walked around like he was just miserable. And like even the simplest yard work and things like that, the next day or two, he would just suffer for it. It didn't matter if he took his medicine or not.
Yeah. and it started to control my life. And I could go into further and further detail on that, but I think we all kind of know what the epidemic is and how things spiral out of control for some people. Luckily, I wasn't I was able to get to a point, especially because of these products, where I was able to start weaning myself off of the medication.
Right.
And between the Triplex, X Factor Plus, and Ease, those were like my go-to combination. And we did a loading dose of Ease where I was taking 2-3 times a day for like 6 months. But then 6 months rolls around and I'm completely off of my medication. Like, I have not had prescription pain medication for over a year. September 10th was a year. And I haven't even had anything over the counter. No Advil, no Tylenol, no Aleve, none of that stuff. It's just been Plexus. And I don't live in discomfort and pain. I don't live in that fog. I'm not miserable. Like, my energy and my mood level completely 180 from what it was. And I'm starting to participate in life again. I signed up and I did a Spartan race, and I competed in this race and I finished it. And that's something that I never thought that I would be able to do, because of my just how I functioned. I wasn't in shape. Number one, if you look at my before and after, you can see this guy, you're out of shape. So now I'm exercising. We're exercising together. We have tons of energy. We're doing different things that it wasn't possible. What's that? Coaching his football team and his other sports, Brennan's, and just being able to do things that, going for bike rides, going for runs, all these things that weren't possible before or just weren't even thought of. So Plexus has changed our life in like just given us a better life health-wise, and the family has benefited from it. We have everyone on the products. Every single one of our kids is taking some form of the products, and they've seen great benefits as well. All around, it's been life-changing for all of us.
Hey, well, awesome. Real quick.
Yes.
Sarah Miles.
Oh, hello. I saw the hand.
I like that.
Hello. Oh, there it is.
Always your,
Just tell her to click on join audio and video.
oh, wait.
There were like people who died.
Oh, hold on.
There were people who died. in front of
One out on. Sorry.
Hey, when did you learn how to do division?
It was like a
What?
Explain to her in chat how to do it.
Oh, hold on. Somebody's saying they can't hear. Let me explain to them what to do.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no problem.
Okay. And join the meeting.
Which is nice.
There. Okay. I hope maybe they can listen now. They said they
Yeah.
can hear.
Oh, they couldn't hear that whole time? I don't have to start over, do I?
Well, he recorded.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Well, I've got recording, so they can.
Yeah, no, perfect.
I don't know why I can't see. I can't even hit the. Oh, it says now she's not in the meeting, so that's why it's not letting me send her the message. I'm like, let me send the message. Okay, so one thing I want to say about these Miles and Tara, you guys, if you are not following them on Facebook, you need to follow them on Facebook. Because if you'll watch the way they post and the way they do things, these two are amazing. I mean, they have fun with their post. They have serious posts. And we've learned a lot from following them as well by getting ideas from them on how seriously, you guys, you really need to follow them and just see how they post, because they got some really good things that they share on their Facebook page, as well as sharing their family and stuff like that. So now let's see, what was my next question? Okay, Tara, okay, we know that you got to go visit corporate recently. So can you explain to us what it was like to go to corporate, how they treated you at corporate? Because we watched a video recently where they showed how they treat their employees on Friday. They have employee recognition on Friday, I believe, and they do this little spin the wheel and they give away prizes and stuff like that. So what was your experience going into corporate?
I'm actually a little teary-eyed. I didn't even say a word yet. But it was like the whole latter month of October, I think, was like a fairy tale. Between getting to go to corporate and then, of course, Leaders Retreat. But to start with corporate, amazing. Absolutely amazing. I mean, when we got there, they had, you know, the cavalry come pick you up and escort you to this exquisite resort. It's like top of the line. People that were taking us there and then taking us back to the airport were telling us like how all these important people stay there. Even Obama stayed there, like presidents and all these MLB. Is that baseball? Yeah.
Hey,
She's a football fan. And that's about it.
hey, I would have been going MLB. I don't know what MLB is.
Yeah.
Thanks for telling us.
But baseball training camp guys would come and stay there, and so, you know, we had the run of the place. I mean, just amazing. I mean, a whole day at the spa. Everything's free.
Wow.
The flight to, from, where you stay, and then in the morning they come in the big black Plexus luxurious van. It has Plexus on the side from front to back and these big silver letters, and you get in, and Lana is the one that's in charge of all of this stuff. Sweet as pie. You'll love her if you ever get to meet her. And so she takes us to corporate, and they just give you the like VIP tour. We got to go into the store and buy whatever we wanted. We walked around. They have this long wall, and it has all sorts of affirmations and encouraging words on it. I think they call it their core value wall.
Wow.
And when we were there, it was the last day of Hispanic Heritage Month, and so they had like the dancers there in their like fancy dresses. They had like this big shindig going on. They had a taco truck outside. There was all sorts of free food inside. And like the employees, you walk around and the employees are just happy. I mean, just happy. And to follow up on that, today, I've been having, when we had that promo in August for the hemp oil, I had a little glitch with mine. So over the past 2 weeks, this representative has been helping me. His name's Jake. And I have never in my life spoke to any customer service department that is as helpful and as nice as these people. And he called me back multiple times over the past couple of weeks. His supervisor called me back. He spent tons of times talking to like the incentive department and different departments trying to get me answers, so I didn't have to worry about it. And then just tonight, I talked to him again, and we like finalized everything, sealed the deal, you know, and, but it was just nice that I didn't have to worry about it. I knew that it was going to get straightened out, and that's just the way it is.
Right.
But that wheel that you're talking about saw it. They talked about it, and we got to meet Tarl and Alec. Are there any more genuine guys on planet Earth? I mean, they for being so high up and in such a successful company, they are so mellow and down to earth. There can't be two better people in the positions that they hold. And so yeah, just rest assured that their ears are to the ground, and that they really are listening to what's going on out in the field and trying to bring everything that they can possible to us. And also before the last night, we went out to dinner with Ryan Anderson and Uli, and they sat there and did nothing but talk about our stories, what we wanted, what we were having struggles with, you know, and all these different things. And like I said, they care a lot.
Yeah, they do. And, you know, that's one thing that at Leaders Retreat, it was really funny because we was getting ready to go into the, you know, because Greg won the VIP reception. We was getting ready to go in there, and we ran into Matthew Aaron, and I can't remember the other girl's name.
Can't remember
Yeah.
Blonde-headed girl. Anyway, I can't remember her name. I'm bad with names. Greg can tell you who it is because he's just like, you know. So anyway, we sat there and was talking to them, and so Greg was telling, he's like, oh my God, he goes, I want to go in there and meet Alec and Tarl, but I'm so nervous And I'm like, Greg, come on, I'll take you in there. And so it was funny because Aaron and or Matthew, Aaron and them, they were like, you know what, Greg, if you don't go in there, we are going to push you in there and you're going to go meet him. So anyway, he actually did finally go in there and we stood in line to meet him. But that's one thing that, that Greg come out of there saying. He's like, oh my God, both the guys were so genuine. And they both said, if you've got anything that any ideas, please share them with us, let us know.
Yep.
Because that's one thing that they do. They want to know how to help us the best. And they're doing really amazing jobs. I mean, it's obvious with some of the new things we've got coming up. And that's one thing that we're
Right.
talk about too here in a little bit too. But anyway, okay. So now we're going to get off to Leaders Retreat. Okay. So you guys both earned Leaders Retreat. Now, you guys, Tara actually won all the prizes and she got that big shopping spree. Now, Greg was real close to the shopping spree. He was just a few points away from the shopping spree. But can you kind of just tell us a little bit about how you guys went about in the 3 months, to earn those points? What was your focus and how did you go about earning those points?
Well, it's really funny that you should ask this question because you guys are going to come into this. So, I mean, just doing what we do. I am posting constantly, always reaching out to people. And, the gurus out in the network marketing business, they'll tell you that the work that you do the 90 days before will come to fruition 90 days afterwards, So it's all about being consistent and just making sure that you're reaching out to people, and really setting a personal expectation of I'm reaching out to 5 people every single day for the next 90 days, and doing it, following up with the customers and the ambassadors that you already have, telling people about the new perks and or even other things that were coming out like free shipping and things. It's like a constant working of your business. Does it have to be hard? No, you just have a list of people, you know who you need to contact, you know who you need to update, and you just follow up and follow through, really. And but whenever it came to the points, and I mean, as people are signing up, of course you're getting points. As customers are reordering, you're getting points. And it's not only about social networking too. I mean, it's also like feet on the ground. We talk to anybody and everybody. We talk to waiters and waitresses whenever we're at restaurants.
Right.
The one customer I had was a restaurant owner, to be honest with you. And he let us do a sip and share there. So it's just anything and everything we can think of. And right now, when it came to the points, I was hanging out like around 750 for quite a little while, and I was getting a little concerned. I'm like, I don't know if this is going to happen.
Right.
And then I had a conversation with you guys, and I can't remember if it was you or Greg, and somebody had said about helping people go silver and it being triple points. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot about that.
Right.
So that's exactly what I started focusing on. Like I zeroed in on that. And personally, on my level 1s, helped 3 people go silver. Miles had like 2, right? And then the one guy and ended up helping, he was a level 2, and he helped 2 of his people go silver. So I had like a total of 9 silvers.
Wow.
And between my level 1 and my level 3, between level 1 and level 3, had a total of 9 silvers. And so I think it ended with like 3,087 points.
Wow. Yeah. And seeing that's one thing that, like when Plexus has these like Leaders Retreat credits and stuff like that, usually the last month, they usually end up, if they see that, people aren't making it, then they run these specials like they did with the triple credits and stuff like that. So it's always good to look at the rules and see how you can make the most credits. And that was one of the main ones, was helping your, top 3 levels or whatever it was go silver. And so that's what we were focusing on too, is trying to, we were reaching out to our levels 1, 2s, and 3s or whatever to try to help them get to the next level and stuff. So anyway, so now let's see, what was the next thing? Okay. now we're going to talk about the collagen. Okay, who wants to talk about the collagen? What are you guys? What is your thought about the collagen? I mean, when it was announced at Leaders Retreat, what was your first thought?
I knew that's what it was. I kept telling everybody. I was like, I know that's what it is. Because when we were at that dinner, Ryan, who is the guy that was on stage with Uli, he knew so much about it. Like he does come from a healthcare background. So I was like, well, maybe that's why he knew about it. But like he had so many details, like intricate details about this collagen. And I knew it had to be something earth shaking because we didn't have hemp oil out yet, you know? And I mean, the information that people were handing out, it kind of confused me. So I'm like, well, maybe that's not it. But I kept saying, I bet you any money it's that collagen. So, but, and it turned out that that's exactly what it was. But so I was super excited because actually we had some in our kitchen that we use from time to time. And I had gotten it because of Lyme. It's just one of those things that you try to rebuild with. And so I was excited that we were getting it out because the type 1 and type 3, the way it works together and builds the matrix I know that our clinical studies show the support with like skin benefits and whatnot, but it goes way beyond that if you look into it. So there's tons and tons and tons of health benefits between even another layer putting with gut health. So.
Yeah. Well, cool. Yeah. Like I say, I'm excited. I was excited. You know, it was funny because when it was announced, I've heard of collagen, but I've never really thought about it because I didn't really, but after, hearing everything they talked about, I was very excited because, I just had my 61st birthday and I'm like, came in perfect timing,
Yeah.
Okay, now, so the next thing that they announced at Leaders Retreat was the 3-day challenge packs. I don't know what you guys' thoughts are on this, but I think it's awesome. I mean, we actually got to see, the samples that they had there that they were showing us. So what are your thoughts on that? And how are you going to promote the 3-day challenge packs? What are you guys going to do?
One real quick tidbit about the collagen is that I have been using that. It's been probably about 10 days, but in fact, because of all the medication I was on, my hair got so dry and frizzled and frazzled, and I couldn't put any heat on it because it would just make it worse. And I started using this stuff, and in about 5 days, I was able to flat iron my hair without any problems at all. So that's why you don't see the headbands all the time anymore.
Oh, okay. Okay, so there was a reason behind the headbands. Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And then the next thing is a friend of mine, she had been on it, I think she said for 12 days at this point. She took a picture and there's noticeable face changes. And so I was like, you know what, I'm going to see what this is like. Because at Leaders Retreat, they told us to take that selfie, right? So I really zeroed in on my mouth and I really zeroed in on my eyes. And I did the same thing with this picture. And by this point, I think it was like I think I posted like 7 days or something like that. And so the smile lines starting to fade. I mean, they're still there, but there's definitely not quite as deep and noticeable. Yeah. And so I was like, yes, win.
Yeah, that's why, I mean, seriously, I did a 12-day today. Because like, I think our Diamond Ambassador, Laura Harrison, she used to be a photographer. And so she did a post in our group and told us how to take a good before picture with, the natural light from a window. So I stood in front of my window here and, did my before picture, and so today when I did it, I put on the same shirt and did the same thing. And, took my glasses off so you could see that. And trust me, when I did my before, I was like, with my glasses off, I was like, holy crap. Put my glasses back on, and I looked, I'm like, wow. You see things that you didn't, but in 12 days, I've noticed some things. And even when I showed Greg the before and after picture today, I was like, but I'm going to wait until probably day 15 and I'm going to do another one.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. So just so I can just really, show the difference. But, anyway, yeah, so it's very cool.
Go ahead and take that one. The 3-day trials challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can't make it easier for us to share and get things in people's hands that I mean, when we first started this and we're trying to figure out how to give samples out and do different things, man, that was so awkward and not knowing how to just present a product to somebody or give them. And now they're just completely, what in the world?
I love the new college kid. Check me out. Woo.
It's really working for you.
So
Baby
weird.
face on. The big baby.
That's too funny.
Yeah. I saw that peek in and I was like, what? I wasn't so sure what was happening there. That was funny.
Practical joker.
But these packs, it's so simple. Now we hand them over this beautifully packaged product sample pack. It tells them what to take day one, how to take it, what the products are, recipes,
yes.
just different things to just help engage people a little bit more instead of, here, try this, let me know how it tastes, or let me know what you think.
Right.
There's a purpose to it, and over those 3 days, it gives them everything they need, from the products, the explanations, the benefits, the recipes, and then it makes it easy for you to follow up with them. And it just makes it so professional looking because you're getting samples of lean, and you're getting samples of.
You're not giving the baggies out anymore.
Or trying to figure out how can I get someone a sample of, like, you're walking around with a scoop. Like, here, would you like to try this?
Right.
But it's packaged. It's beautiful. It looks great. It makes it simple, and then you have this great little go-to, like, oh, here, try this out, and then you follow up with them, and it makes that follow-up easy because you don't have to be the expert. You don't have to be the person that's doing they're doing the work for you, and all you have to do is talk to people and hand it out. Yeah. So I love it. I can't wait to utilize it, and I'm super excited. And it just goes to show you what she was saying. Like, they're constantly listening to what we need, what we want, what's going to make our lives easier, and for them to come out with something like this, it just shows you that they truly care about how it's worked, like how our day-to-day is when we're trying to talk to people and give them samples and just do things that are making it easier. Exactly. So I love it. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, and it even comes with a $20 coupon, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, $20. Oh,
so yeah,
they're basically getting it for free if they're going and buying it, because it's $19.95, I think, for that.
Yes. 1 3 day.
For the 1 3 day.
$89.95 for the 5.
And then you're getting a $20. That's incredible.
Oh yeah.
Yep. So I love it. I can't wait to start utilizing it.
Yeah. Have you seen? Is it in the back office? Because it was supposed to come out yesterday, right?
Yes, it is.
It is. Okay.
Yeah,
I haven't even seen it.
Yeah, for like customers, like if you give somebody your website, they can go in there and they can click on shop, and I believe it's under trial packs. But now, like if you log in, when you log in and you go to shop, it's the first thing you see. You see the 3 day, and then you see the 5 pack.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Beautiful. Yeah. So it's
well, I guess we're on there after this, huh?
Yeah. And I, because when we was at Leaders Retreat, I went and did the, I filled out the little form where to get so we could get it, but they haven't taken the money out of my account yet. So I'm thinking I'm going to call Plexus tomorrow and say, hey, so maybe they just didn't.
We finished that
form. It was.
Did it online, I thought.
Yeah, we did ours online too, and the reason why I asked is because I checked my account today and nothing was withdrawn, so I didn't.
Nothing on mine either. So yeah, but it is on the website now, so it's there for everybody to purchase. So yeah, I just didn't want to purchase another 5 pack, if I've got the one coming, you know what I mean? So
right.
Yeah. So yeah, it's game changing for all of us. It's going to be really cool.
Yeah, and did you guys catch the Zoom with Brooke Hemingway and how she built her business with doing trials, essentially?
Now see, Greg may have watched it, but I haven't seen it. I'll have to go.
Yeah, you can catch it. She did it obviously like live the other night, but you can catch it as how you can schedule different times to watch it. So yeah, it's out there to see.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. One more question. Actually, I've got 2. But the one question that I want to ask you guys real quick, because I saw on your Facebook page that I believe on Thursday you are interviewing a doctor.
I am.
Is that going to be on your Facebook page, or?
It will be. Yes. Yeah, I'm going to put it on my personal profile page so everybody can see it.
Okay, so what time will it be?
It's going to be noon Eastern time.
Noon Eastern time. Okay.
And so, yeah, I'm going to be sitting down with him, and we're going to, for the most part, I just wanted him to review detox with people. So we're going to go over the hows, whys, and what's of detox, and like the symptoms that people can experience, but why it's important to go through detox and what that means for your health.
Wow, well, that's exciting.
Yeah. His background, he's a chiropractic doctor for millions and millions of years now, for decades. But I think what he told us, about 30 years he was a chiropractor. And then something how life happens and change of focus. And he ends up with a wellness and weight loss clinic. Really successful in the Hershey area is where he's located.
Wow. Now, how do you know him? How do y'all, you just know him personally, or?
Well, funny you should ask that question, because his stepmom actually works for him. And
cool.
We have been like hinting around and talking to her about this stuff for a long time. And she wanted to try it, but she was like, I just don't know if I'm allowed to, because they have their own program that they follow.
Oh, okay.
And so she had finally decided to just kind of break down, and she started talking to him a little bit about it, and then he wanted to talk to us. So
she showed the photo of Kyle, right?
Oh yeah, that's right. Miles' stepbrother is on Plexus, and he was significantly overweight, and he's been using the products for just over a year now, I think. And he is losing so much weight. He looks like a different person.
Wow.
Different person. And so he's doing really well. And so I showed her that picture because I did a side by side, and she took it and showed Dr. Costo, and he's like, I need to hear more about this stuff. So we went in there and we talked to him about it. And his wife actually he has his Costo Wellness and Weight Loss Center. And now she has a business that she just started called Little Steps of Hope, which is implementing Plexus products for their maintenance program.
Wow. That's awesome.
That's
I can't wait to hear this. Yeah, it's going to be
great.
exciting. Okay, so the last thing real quick, are you guys planning on going to convention in Nashville, or?
Of course.
Okay.
We're registered. We're ready to go.
We're already.
I knew that was a good question, but I figured, what the heck? You never know.
Man, when we went to convention, that was our first convention going to Vegas, and we were blown away. And even from that point, we couldn't wait till the next one. So we're so excited.
I'll tell you, with convention, one thing is that Miles, he was on board and he was sharing here and there. But once convention happened, he went full force after that. It was definitely shifted his, shifted what he was thinking.
Shifted something.
It
right.
did.
It really
right
does.
Apparently.
Yeah.
It really does.
But though with me too, I can tell you too, I also had a little shift whenever I was there, because up until that point, by that time we're sharing for about a year, but the only thing that I was really focused on is getting people the products. You need this, it's healthy, you got to have it, it changes everything. But I really wasn't focused on what the business could do. Yes, I was making some money, and yes, I was, promoting it, but I didn't really know a whole lot, intricate details about the business, how to work it, why it was beneficial, all that kind of stuff. And so when we were there, then that shifted my mindset to not only be pushing people to get healthy, but also looking at it as an actual buildable, profitable business too.
And I'll tell you, when we were at convention, that's when she set her goal to earn that shopping spree at Leaders Retreat. And at the time, she's saying this goal, and it's such a lofty goal. You're like, I don't know about that. Now you're telling people about it and you're committed to it, but it's an event like that really gets you motivated to want to do so much more. And when that company spoils you the way that they spoil you, you want to be with them forever.
I'll tell you guys about the shopping spree real quick.
Oh, okay, go ahead. Yes.
I'll take 2 minutes.
You take as long as you want. I want to hear about it.
Don't tell her that. Show her.
Man, I'm not kidding. I'm not a very emotional person. But they came in with these big grand coach buses to take everybody to Bloomingdale's, down in shopping or Fashion Valley, it's called. And we unloaded, and as soon as you're walking down the stairs to get off the coach bus, there's cameras in your face, like you're some huge VIP celebrity, right? And so you're walking towards the door and you look up, and the big window right before you walk in, it has this big plexus banner with all these pink balloons everywhere. And as you walk in the doors, everybody that was working at Bloomingdale's that day.
And they opened early, mind you. Like, it's
Yeah.
not open to the public. They opened just for the shopping spree for Plexus.
Yeah, so we had the store to ourselves. We walk in, every employee that was working that day at Bloomingdale's was like lined in a horseshoe. There were like people there with trays with champagne, for you to catch on your way by. And all the people at Bloomingdale's are clapping. They're like, way to go, congratulations. And I'm getting all teary-eyed again.
Right.
And, and it just really, I don't know, just puts another level on the emphasis of, wow, this is ginormous.
Right.
And so we're walking in and I'm like teary-eyed, and they want to take pictures. And I'm like, that's an awful picture. We're deleting that.
You're making me tear up, girl. I'm getting water.
Yeah. And then we go upstairs to where they had all like the breakfast tables elegantly set up for our fashion show. And I'm like tearing up again. And like the people that are sitting at the table with us, they're wanting to talk to me. And I'm like,
Right.
I'm like looking at this girl like something catastrophic just happened to me. But actually, I'm just so overwhelmed with everything that was going on. And so, yeah, it was really cool. And then, of course, like he said that we had the fashion show. Oh, no, I guess we didn't say that.
You said,
Yeah,
there was a fashion show.
there was like
That's it.
a fashion show just for us. This woman that has worked for Bloomingdale's for, I don't know,
Gosh,
50
40,
years.
50 years.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
saw her.
long time. She said that it was the very first time that Bloomingdale's ever, in the history of Bloomingdale's, New York City, doesn't matter what Bloomingdale's, first time ever in the history of Bloomingdale's that they gave up a whole window in the front of their store for any company.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. It's
Yeah.
funny how you got emotional there. I remember the very first leaders retreat I went to. We earned it. It was here in Dallas, and Greg had to work and everything, so he would go off and on and everything. Well, they had the welcome reception that first night, and so when I walked in there, Greg's like, "Now, when you walk in, go live and show everybody what's going on and everything." So I walk in there and I'm live. And as soon as I walk in there, it was just overwhelming with all the decorations and, all the food and all this, the way they were treating us and everything. I was getting emotional. And my little brother was on there. And my little brother, I could see him talking. He's like, "Come on, brother, spit it out, spit it out." I couldn't even talk because I was just like so overwhelmed with emotion. And it does that to you. Even, just to today, to these, like, in San Diego, there was a couple times that you got emotional because it's just so overwhelming the way this company treats you. I mean,
It's almost unreal. People would ask us how our vacation was, and the only thing that I could say is it was fairy tale like.
Yeah.
I mean, so many things that we talked about for years doing. And, one thing to the next comes up and we can't afford it, or we can't do that for one reason to the next. And then all of a sudden, like all these things that you've been talking about for years and years are actually starting to finally come true.
Right. And then, like you said too, and this is one thing that I'm excited about at Nashville. I don't even know how many team members we have going this year, but we had 15 last year.
Wow.
And those 15 are going, plus I don't know how many more. So we're going to have
Good.
a big crowd there this year. So
You need to be there. You need to be there. You got to see it. I mean, I think to make an actual solid decision on business, that you've got to see this firsthand and then draw your conclusion. Without that bit, I don't think you're doing yourself justice with a good decision.
Right.
And you're just seeing how much this company and these products benefit so many people. And it validates everything that you've been doing, and it puts an emphasis on the fact that you're helping people get healthy.
Yes.
And you're building a business around it. And there's so many people that are, their health is getting better, their finances are getting better, and you're directly impacting a lot of different lives.
Exactly.
And then you turn around and you go to events like this, and it just shows, the company shows you just how much they care and appreciate you. You don't see that in any other places, where you're making such an impact on so many different people's lives, and you're gaining new friendships and relationships, as we are right now.
Exactly.
We're sitting here talking to you. We met Vicky out in in
Mhm.
Vegas also.
Yeah.
And you know, we've met you guys, and so many people have come into our lives that just we never would have met prior. And now we're starting to see so many of our family and friends and acquaintances getting healthy and starting to really benefit in different ways. And going to events like convention just put everything into just such a focus and a different perspective, and it gives you that mind shift, and it really wants you to do well because the company cares so much, and you just want to keep coming back for more, and they spoil you like I've never seen. And it's just like, and it just kind of puts this full circle on everything that you're doing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very well said. Very well said.
Mhm.
Okay. One last thing. Do you guys have any words of advice that you want to give to our team? Just more little words of advice.
The only thing that I would say is, in addition to like everything that we've already said, and it kind of touches on what Miles just reiterated about, you know, us putting forth so much effort to help humanity in a sense learn a different way to get healthy and happy. That people, although you hear everybody complaining about the same thing, it makes it common, but it doesn't make it normal. And I think people need to understand the difference between those two things. And because of that, because of the good that we are doing for other people that we know and don't know, and as I tell people, as I bring them on, I was like, my network is only so big, but you have a network, and you have a network, and you have a network. And the more people that we can get to share, the more words we can get out to people that would have never heard about it before.
Right.
And, you know, and so last but not least, because of that, don't let anybody ever tell you that you shouldn't feel good about what you're doing because you're making money. You know, who starts a business
Thank you.
without wanting to make money, first off? But secondly, and most importantly, is that you're putting other people before you're even putting yourself, because you're caring about people to show them the right way to go. And I'm telling you, coming from a traditional medicine nurse, I'm telling you that the natural way is by far the better way.
I don't know how I can follow. I can't follow that.
I know.
I will
couldn't
say,
even-
just don't get discouraged, though. So many times people get so discouraged when they feel like they're not hitting certain goals in the time frame that they've set for themselves. Just fail forward. Keep doing the things that you're doing. Try to step out of your comfort zone. Think outside of the box. It's not just social media that's going to help you be successful. I mean, look, she's going to go talk to a doctor and have this whole different angle that maybe we wouldn't have thought about initially that didn't come from social media. So just kind of think outside the box a little bit, but just know that everything you're doing matters. And when you are putting yourself out there and you're putting out posts and you're not seeing people liking or commenting and you're getting frustrated, like, is this even doing anything for me? People are watching.
They are.
They're always watching.
Oh, yeah.
And most of the people that are watching are not commenting and are not liking. And we have seen so many people come to us out of the blue and say, you know what, I've been watching you for the last 6 months.
Yep. Tell
me about Plexus, or I'm ready to sign up, or I need this in my life.
Yes.
That we didn't even know were even watching us on Facebook, or even we'll go out somewhere and we'll be at, we'll go to someone's event, whether it's a birthday party or whatever, and people approach us and say, so tell me about this Plexus. And we had no idea that they even knew that that's what we did.
Exactly.
We put it out there, but they never said a word. So
Right.
just know people are watching, and they will, they'll be ready on their time. And if they say no initially, it's just not now. We've learned that a lot as well. We still get discouraged sometimes because at moments when we think certain things should be happening, they're not. We know that it's not our plan. God has a plan for us.
Exactly.
We have to be as patient as we can, and that's a very hard thing to do, especially for her. We balance each other out, I feel. I'm a little bit more
Right.
patient. She's a red, I'm a yellow. So just know that everything that you're doing matters. Continue to think. If you have questions, it's one Plexus, and we learn so much from everyone. From Don and Greg, we've learned so much from different people.
Yes.
You don't have to take things from other people, but you can kind of make it your own. And that's what we're constantly trying to change angles and looked at things a different way. So just keep at it, and things will fall into place. You just have to be consistent.
And look around, you see all these people that are willing and here to give you support too.
Yep.
And there's thousands of other ones out there too that you just got a friend like us, and we'll be more than happy to help you out too if we have answers for you. If you want to, ask us questions, we're always here.
That's one thing I love about this company too. Complete strangers will help you out at any given time. You reach out to somebody you never met before, but you know that they are within this company, and they'll send you whatever you need. They'll help you with a post. They'll jump on a live. They'll do whatever. We were at when we were at the leaders retreat, the VIP, we decided to go live, and we were just kind of winging it. We said we're just going to go. We just want to show everyone everything that we're experiencing, and then we just started walking up to random strangers that were in that room and asking them what they thought about leaders retreat, what their favorite part was.
Right.
We've never met them. We told them they're on a live video, and they were all about it. They wanted to help. They just wanted to be a part of it, and that's so cool that you can go up to anybody, and it's like you've known them forever.
It's really what you make it. And I tell people all the time that if you let Plexus touch your life, it will never let you down, and it'll touch it in so many different ways that you never imagined possible in the beginning.
Yeah, that's so true. And, that's one thing, like while we was at Leaders Retreat, and this happened so many times, and I was like we'd be in the elevator and we'd start talking to people, and most of the time it would be like a couple or whatever. And then they would see that, that I was a Ruby and Greg was a senior Ruby or whatever. So they start asking us, well, how did you get there? What are you guys doing? So we'd step out, and then we'd end up doing like a little mini training, or sometimes I would walk away, and I actually took pictures of Greg several times where he's down there talking for 30 minutes, doing a mini training, So that's one thing that, like you said, we're all one Plexus. We're all here to help. And, if you got a question, don't be afraid to reach out to people. We do it. We reach out. We reached out to you guys in May to, get on our Zoom call. Don't be afraid to do that. I mean, we reached out to Melly Hoppius. We've had her on here twice.
Nice.
So these people are, everybody's just, they're genuine people, and they're here to help. And, we want everybody to succeed.
Yep.
So anyway, well, you guys, appreciate you guys taking the time out of your evening to be with us again, and let us know if there's anything we can ever do for you guys. And we cannot wait to hear the interview Thursday. I'm going to be stalking your page all day.
Good.
Hey.
The more the merrier.
This guy needs to get to bed. What is he doing up still?
Well, tomorrow.
That's
a future man-ambassador there.
Oh, yes.
He loves Plexus, and he loves promoting it, and he's our little man-ambassador.
Yeah, I saw the picture of your older son. What was it? He had collagen, and what was it? Was it
It was that?
active and
Yep.
something? Yeah. So yeah.
Yep.
So that's awesome.
Yep.
But anyway, well, you guys have a good one, okay? And we appreciate it.
Yep,
Thank you.
as
We
well.
appreciate you guys too. Take care, guys.
Have a good one.
Have a good one. Bye. I can get off here.